In our industry, it's a bit difficult, especially when your products are certified, for you to get that feedback and then go back and try and incorporate this new idea that a customer had into that product, because it becomes quite costly. So make sure that before certifying your product, you have the right product that the customer needs. Be resourceful and adapt. When resources are limited, become creative.
Today Africa Podcast is a podcast series where we interview African entrepreneurs and professionals and share the stories behind their businesses. In each interview, we ask how they got started, how they grew, and how they run their business today. The stories are inspiring and also provide specific advice and insight into starting a business. By sharing these stories, we want to help others get started.
Welcome to Today Africa, a series of conversation with African entrepreneurs, business leaders, change makers who are changing the future of the continent. And don't forget to follow, like, and share our content on social media, and head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel at Today Africa Studios. Joining me today is Atamelang. She is the founder of Skin Free Soaps based in Botswana. And the amazing thing, she's our first guest from Botswana. Atamelang, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Emeka. Thank you for reaching out, and let's have a good conversation.
So could you please tell us more about yourself, aside being the founder of your business?
Atamelang Free is an entrepreneur from Botswana. I'm a leader and someone deeply passionate about sustainable development. I started Skin Free Soaps in 2019, which is a plant-based skincare and aromatherapy company. We basically provide a holistic approach to wellness. And for me, it's not about skincare. It's not only about skincare. It's also about promoting wellness, building confidence, and protecting the environment. So providing that holistic approach to beauty and wellness. I have a degree in business management, and an honors degree in entrepreneurship. I love learning, so I've done a bit of short courses here and there. I've also trained in project management, graphic design, and virtual assistant, among other things. I just like being an all-rounder and learning new things. I've also been fortunate enough to participate in various programs like your Yali, Tony Elumelu, the African Women Entrepreneurship program, as well as something called Mugi, which is a global leadership school for change makers, and also the Showcase Her program, which is a program by Impact Her. I don't know what else. I'm an author of some sort. Right. I was invited by a friend of mine a couple of years ago to, he was collecting like poems from individuals from across Africa and the diaspora. So he reached out to me and asked me to submit something, which was an anthology of poems called The Big Black Theory. My friend, his name is Dimeji. He's currently in the UK, I think. And also, since I'm into sustainability, last year I was part of a program where we organized the first ever international recycling and waste management summit in Botswana, which was quite interesting because I learned quite a lot about circular economy and sustainability. So it was quite interesting. At my core, I'm driven by the desire to live a purposeful life and also make a positive impact in my community. The desire also for financial independence, I guess. So yeah, that's basically who Atamelang is.
You have mentioned a whole lot of things. And as you were speaking, I'm just wondering how you manage your time. Let's talk about your time management, how you are able to manage these different aspects of your life, being a virtual assistant, being a businesswoman, being an author, being a designer. So how do you manage all these things?
I'm not perfect at time management. It can get overwhelming. So the trick is to stay organized. The general things will be to prepare for the next day. Always know what you're going to do the next day, and stick to your program. Do not let distractions take over you. or overwhelm you. If you are planning to work on formulations that day, make sure you work on formulations that day. If people approach me and ask me to collaborate with them, partnerships and work like that, I make sure that I do check my calendar and see that when I'm available, and I do avail myself at those instances. With cases of being a virtual assistant, I had the opportunity of working with a lady in Canada last year, where I that was my first virtual assistant job, and because of the time difference, I realized that I would work with her in the evenings, and I would get to do everything else during the day. So it wasn't so much of a clash to my program for the day. So it wasn't so much stressful to what I do.
Many of us come from the family of, go to school, get a good grade, come out and get a job. So what really inspired you into becoming an entrepreneur?
I think I've always been some sort of an entrepreneur at heart, because even at school, the courses that I did at high school would always linked to business. Like I did accounting, I would do business management, learn how to use the computer so that I'm able to do my accounting and things like that. I've also joined like a few clubs back in school. Like there was something called JAB, which is like Junior Achievement Botswana. So I've always had that entrepreneurship instinct within me. And then a few years ago, which is in 2019, I was almost out of a job. So why not start now? So then I started doing a bit of research on hotel amenities. That is how I had initially started Skin Free Soaps, to supply hotel amenities. And then, whilst I was doing my research, I came across this plant-based skincare thing. I'm like, what is plant-based skincare? So I started doing a bit more research. I discovered that not only could I supply these to hotels, I could also manufacture them and also train others on how to make these products. Because at Skin Free Soaps, we're not only just about the product, we also train marginalized groups, such as women and young people in bar soap making, as well as entrepreneurship, which is part of our sustainability and giving back to the society. So yeah, that's how I got roped into starting Skin Free Soaps in 2019.
That means if you were not almost out of job, there was no way you would have become an entrepreneur.
Actually never worked in like uh in an official office where you have to wear your suit and it's stringent and you have to be at work at 8, and I've never worked in a formal setting like that. So when I got this opportunity, the company that I was working for, they were going a different direction. So like it's either you stay with us and then you get a pay cut of some sort. I'm like, okay, I want financial independence. I need to be able to control my time. I need to live a purpose driven life. I need a business that can make a difference in the world, which is something that actually drove me to want to start a business. And I was fortunate enough, while I was doing my research, to come across this program called Mugi, where it actually helped me come up, help me start my business, help me know what I want to do and have a purpose driven business, not just to operate a business because I want to operate a business. So it was something that I've always wanted to do. That's why I gravitated towards entrepreneurship and not going towards finding a job.
Okay, let's talk about your business, Skin Free Soaps. So could you please tell us more about your business and your products?
As I've already mentioned, Skin Free Soaps is a company that formulates plant-based skincare as well as aromatherapy products, right? We want to provide a holistic approach to wellness. We've discovered that various skin conditions can cause mental disability of some sort, or it affects how you feel about yourself. So at Skin Free Soaps, we found a solution which is not only plant-based, but also providing sustainable cosmetics and aromatherapy products that are more than just skincare, but provide a holistic approach to wellness. We are a one-stop shop. We provide products for the face, the body, the hair, and also aromatherapy products. So we'll have products like your lotions, your serums for the face. We have bar soaps, liquid soaps. We also have products for the hair. We have hair oils. Everybody's favorite, something called a lotion candle, where you can melt this lotion and actually use it as a lotion on your skin. So we try and be creative about the products that we are providing for our customer. And even on our branding, we just recently changed our branding. We use a lot of essential oils. So you'll see that there's a writing or description of the essential oils that we're using on these particular products to say, okay, lavender will help you relax and be able to get a better sleep because of that scent.
You started your business in 2019, and I believe it came with some challenges. So, what challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them?
Definitely starting from scratch. With limited resources, I had to use my savings. And prior to starting the business, I literally did not have any sort of influx of finance. So it was all from savings. And then also balancing financial independence and personal fulfillment. How do I actually generate money from this business that I'm only starting now? How am I going to be able to support myself? I even had to move back home because I wanted to concentrate on starting this business. So I had to cut costs, move back home, and operate from home. And then also generally navigating the new market and building your brand awareness has been challenging. But I believe I've found the trick. The trick is to put yourself out there. Do not close yourself into your immediate world where you are. Like, let me say I'm in Botswana and I'm only going to focus on selling to Botswana. I've learned through the various programs that I participate in. I've learned to network, meet new people, create partnerships, collaborations. So far, I've managed to collaborate with a company in Nigeria where we trained ladies and also gentlemen in bar soap making, in making some of the plant-based skincare that we do make. And then recently, right now, actually, I'm working on a collaboration with a lady in Lesotho. Her company is called Lehakwe Cosmetics, where we're going to have an entrepreneurship high tea, which is not only for the ladies, but also for the gentlemen, so that we're able to share our grievances as entrepreneurs, how we're able to navigate this very difficult space that we're in, and things like that. And then also the programs have also helped me. I think in 2023, I got the chance to participate in the Inter-African Trade Fair in Cairo, where I got to showcase my products, interact with customers, suppliers. So you have to put yourself out there, take a chance on yourself, apply for those programs, and can only take you so far.
The niche that you are in has many people in it. What is the unique thing that separates your own product or your own brand from others?
So many skincare brands that are coming out right now. So you need to be able to know, self introspect, be authentic, know what you're about and what exactly you want your brand to be about. Like I've already mentioned, for us, we use giving back to the community as a differentiator. Like I've already mentioned, we train marginalized groups such as ladies and young people in bar soap making and entrepreneurship. So that gives us a broader spectrum of the market, and then it opens up our market niche. We also participate in sustainability programs, like I already mentioned. Like last year, we had participated in organizing the recycling summit, which really opened up a whole new world for me, where I learned about circular economy and how I can actually use my brand to stand out and also create that circular economy within the plant-based skincare environment. I got to visit hotels. I learned that I can actually recycle oil and make bar soaps, which then reduces the waste that goes back into the community. So those are the little things that you need to use to differentiate yourself from everyone else. That's what Skin Free Soap is currently doing.
One of the things you do is you train people, women, and the youth on how to produce soap. Are these training free?
We have paid, and in cases where, like last year, end of last year in December, I had the opportunity to work with a local orphanage home. That one was part of giving back to the society. So what we wanted to do is train these ladies or caretakers in these orphanage homes so that they're able to make the soap and then possibly generate income for the orphanages so that they're able maybe to reduce the toiletry bill or also generate income that could also go towards the food or the toiletry. And then we also have the paid training sessions where I would have classes, online classes, or I would actually go out to an individual's house and I would train them on how to make that particular product that they wish to learn how to make. So that also feeds into our revenue stream.
You're in the skincare niche and it involves money. Starting the business, producing the products, and equally running the business. Yes, I know you said you had to dip into your savings. So apart from that, are there other ways that you have raised capital or fund to run your business?
I do actually apply for grants and such. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to to get any grants as yet. So I have a very supportive family. So in the event that I have financial problems within the company, I can easily reach out to any family member or a friend. They're always willing to help sustain the business. I haven't gone the loan route yet because it's quite complex in order for you to be able to sustain and actually get that loan from a financial institution locally.
Let's talk about your marketing strategies. Yes, you're a businesswoman and you have a degree in business management. So, what marketing strategies are you using to attract and retain your customers?
The thing that's actually worked for us is word of mouth and referrals. Happy customers are our biggest promoter. We encourage them to share the results and stories, which builds trust and attracts new buyers. We also use your social media, your Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, to showcase before and after pictures so that we have the evidence that our product actually works and people will then buy our product. We also share skincare tips on natural wellness. We run giveaways and engage with our audience as well. We also really enjoy engaging with a customer on a one-on-one basis. So we attend expos, your trade shows. I've already mentioned that we had the opportunity of attending the Intra-African Trade Fair, which proved to be very beneficial for us. And then also educational content marketing. We post on our across all our social pages, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and your WhatsApp, how we make our products. People always enjoy seeing these videos of behind the scenes, how you're making your product. And also collaborations and partnerships are very important. Leverage on your network. Your network is your net worth, and that is the truth. We're looking to work with local salons and spas and small stores locally so that we're able to display our product. We also have like sample products, and we also do gift packages within our product line.
Could you tell us more about your team, how you're able to bring them on board and make them believe in the vision and mission of your brand?
First of all, you yourself have to know what your vision is, where you want your business to go. So when we do recruit, we make sure that the people that we are recruiting are more into sustainability. They are into working with secular economy, people interested in giving back to the society, which is a very big part of our business. So we have to make sure that each and every individual that we bring into within our space is also values all these. So that normally works for us. I've also realized that when you're starting out and you're not able to pay people, right? I've learned, that's why I'm all over learning how to design and all those things, because I want to be an all-rounder such that when I bring in somebody on board into my business, I already know what I want and I know how it's supposed to be done. So that also helps me when I'm recruiting my staff.
You made mention of something, which is you recruit people that believe in sustainability, believe in giving back to the society. So how do you know that this people we are bringing on board believes in all these things I have mentioned?
Normally, I've already mentioned we like attending expos and programs and all those things. So I get to network and meet people within that space. And you get to have conversations with people, right? And you know where everybody's standing. You can easily get to know a person by how they interact and speak to you and the things that they talk to you about. So that actually helps me when I really want to recruit my team, right? I would, when I'm out meeting people face to face at the expos, you get to meet. There's a lot of unemployment, so you meet a lot of young people that are attending these events looking for opportunity. So then you're able to have that conversation with them and you see their mindset and you see where they're at. And also, like last year when we did the training for the orphanage homes, this is something that I would actually like to incorporate into SFS to say, okay, we're training these young people in these orphanage homes and trying to give them opportunity. So I would really like to engage them and see who would be interested in working for Skin Free Soaps after I've trained them in let's say bar soap making or lotion making. So it also makes it sort of easier to have an idea of what these people are interested in.
You have told us more about your business, how you started it. So how is your business doing today and what does the future look like?
Currently, we are working in certification on getting security certification for most of our products, right? It can be there's a lot of red tape and very expensive, so you have to be very meticulous about how you want to get everything done. So we've got a product that is certified, right? So we're trying to get into the retail space and export market for that particular product so that we're able to generate income and certify all the other products in our product line, which will give us access to the export market and also grow our market space, right? And we also boost online sales and digital marketing to enhance our e-commerce platform. Currently, we are working on our website that should make it easier for the customer to actually order our products. Because there's research that I did recently last year after a very long time where I wanted to find out what the customer actually wants or needs from us. And then I discovered that most of them were talking about accessibility, being able to have accessibility to our products, which is why we're now working and trying to create partnerships with retail stores. So if anybody is interested and has a store, please reach out and let me know how I can work with you. The biggest dream that we have that we're currently working on is to build a wellness hub, because our whole brand is not just about the skin, but I did speak about the whole entirety of the person, which is holistic health. So we'd like to have that wellness hub where we're going to have these trainings for for manufacturing products. We're going to have space for selling our products. Maybe have an in-house psychologist to say, okay, because it always helps to work, deal with the problem from within. If you feel good, then eventually you'll look good, right? So we want to have this whole all-rounder space for our customers and create where they can have that one-stop shop for them to come and interact with us. So that is the bigger plan that we have for Skin Free Soaps.
Thinking about how you have been able to handle setbacks and failures in your business. So how have you been able to handle it?
Whew, it's a challenge. They say entrepreneurship can be quite lonely, and that's true. But I've learned to find that particular person that you're able to go to and cry about your failures. Or let's say I applied for a particular grant or a program, and I did not make it. I will sit by myself, I'll cry about it for 2 days or whatever, and then I'll get back up, find out what it is that I did wrong, and then only after assessing the issue and coming up with ideas of how to better articulate myself the very next time that I have this opportunity. I actually go to the extent of talking to the people with that I was in the program with, that have advanced way above me, to ask how they are doing it, how they managed to reach that level. I would also even go back to the program facilitators to say, okay, where did I go wrong? How can I correct this? And it's usually great to get the feedback, and you learn from that. So after crying and all that, you have to get up, go back in, and do your job.
So in your journey as an entrepreneur, what lesson have you learned so far?
Definitely start small, right? Start small, but have big dreams. There's a mistake that I made when I started my formulation journey. Like, I got so excited after I had gone for my training. The finance that I had, I went and bought ingredients that are more than what I needed before actually assessing the market and seeing what kind of product does the customer need. So I ended up losing on ingredients because they ended up expiring. And then so what I advise is start small, dream big. You don't need perfect conditions to begin. Just start the first step and learn along the way, right? Learn your market, learn your customer, know what the customer really needs. Don't think you know what the customer needs. What you need is not necessarily what the customer needs. And then be resilient is everything, because this entrepreneurship space will try you. The challenges and setbacks are part of the process. So what matters most is getting back up and pushing forward. Build your relationships, not just sales. The customers need you to nurture. Always go back and ask, hey, you bought this product from us, would like to know how it's helped you. Do you have any feedback for us? Anything that you would like for us to change? In our industry, it's a bit difficult, especially when your products are certified, for you to get that feedback and then go back and try and incorporate this new idea that a customer had into that product, because it becomes quite costly. So make sure that before certifying your product, you have the right product that the customer needs. Be resourceful and adapt. When resources are limited, become creative. Um, Local responsiveness becomes your strongest asset. Invest in yourself continuously, and always learn. Be on the lookout for learning. Apply for those programs, network, get to know what other people are doing in different countries. There's a friend of mine that I met. She's in Tanzania. She also manufactures hair products, right? And I saw that there's this thing that they're doing where they've got a certain university, I don't know whether it's in Canada or UK, where they're getting the students to actually test her products and get them ready for certification, export market. So I thought this was a brilliant idea, and I don't know why we don't have it here. It would actually be good to have something like that, and cheaper for us formulators, because it is very costly to formulate and certify these products. So those are the tips that I've learned so far in this entrepreneurship journey.
You're into production and you're producing every time. So how do you get your raw materials?
In bots, we are very limited with raw materials. So most of my raw materials I will source from South Africa across the border. I found a couple of suppliers, very reliable suppliers that would actually supply me with these, and then the rest of everything else that I can find locally, small things I do get locally to support the small businesses here. And then with regards to accessing the raw materials across the border can be very costly and unpredictable. Let's say a consignment that I paid to get into Botswana this time around will not cost the same amount and I want to purchase the next time. Like right now, there is conditions or experiencing a few problems at the border. So orders are delayed. You have to take all these into consideration. Make sure that when you're ordering, you don't order when your resources have already depleted. Make sure to plan ahead. Otherwise, you'll encounter problems. And that is not a fun experience when customers are constantly asking for your product and you cannot deliver. You end up losing customers, and you do not want to lose customers. You would rather gain new customers than lose customers.
You said something that really caught my attention, which is what you bought this time might not be what you buy next time. So, how have you been able to navigate the economic situation of Botswana as a businesswoman?
Botswana's economy environment is very challenging, and you have to be able to adapt. But it also offers unique opportunities for impact-driven businesses like mine. So we have a stable economy, right? Although there is support for local businesses, you have to make sure that you stand out and be loud in order to attract good business or get your customer. There's a strong spirit of entrepreneurship in Botswana. There's always small businesses coming up, and the government tries to help us run our businesses, which keeps us motivated, right? But the challenges like high unemployment, expensive materials, raw materials, like I already mentioned, and tough certification processes mean that I have to be creative, focus on making positive impact, and you have to always keep an eye on regional and international growth opportunities. Be resourceful and locally responsive. Use what's around you and meet people and know what they really need. Embrace social impact as competitive edge, like I did. Do good for the community and let that set you apart from everyone else. Invest in scalability, certification. It might be expensive, but it needs to be done if you want to grow your business. Take advantage of regional and international opportunities to grow. Grab chances, grow beyond borders while staying true. So don't just focus. Let's say I'm from Botswana, I'm focusing only on the market in Botswana. Open up your mind, reach out to people. When you do apply for those programs, network, meet new people and partner with them. Rising inflation affects our cost of raw materials, right? So packaging and transportation. I've had to rethink my packaging choices. I've recently introduced recyclable packaging. Where I buy my ingredients, I try and be resourceful and adjust to product pricing while maintaining quality, because most of the customers will come and say your pricing is a bit high. Make sure you're able to explain why your product is more expensive than your competitor. Know your product. The trade and export environment, regulatory and bureaucratic challenges. Business registration, certification, and compliance processes can be slow and very costly. So it might take years or months for you to actually get that product certified. I might go to try and to the local governing body that certifies products here and ask how I go about certifying that product. And with us, we don't have those regulations yet, so we have to outsource. The regulations, which is why I had the opportunity to actually go across the border to South Africa and certify one of my products, which is then again very expensive. Invest time in networking and mentorship programs to learn how to navigate regulatory environments more effortlessly.
What advice would you give to others who wants to start their business or who are just starting their business?
The number one thing is for you to be very resilient, right? You will get knocked down so many times, you'll get so many no's. But don't be afraid to ask. You're not going to die. Your feelings might get hurt, but move on to the next person. You never know. There's always somebody out there willing to help you. So when you lose, dust yourself off, get up, and go back. Start where you are with what you have. I've already mentioned that. Do not overwhelm yourselves. Take small steps and have a willing to learn. Like I always make sure every year I learn something new, whether it's to do with my business, whether it's to do with my personal growth. My mentor is always always encouraging me and always telling me I'm really doing a good, because every year I will make sure that at least I attend 4 programs where I'm going to learn something new, meet new people, apply for grants, find someone that you can always talk to, because entrepreneurship is very lonely. So find someone, whether an entrepreneur as well, or it's a friend that you're able to open up to. Find that person that will help ground you. Start as early as possible. It doesn't matter. You are never too young. You're never too old to start that business. So start now.
Today Africa Podcast is a podcast series where we interview African entrepreneurs and professionals and share the stories behind their businesses. In each interview, we ask how they got started, how they grew, and how they run their business today. The stories are inspiring and also provide specific advice and insight into starting a business. By sharing these stories, we want to help others get started.